Welcome to Blended Healing. Reality shifting. We do that more often than people comprehend. Reality shifting. Reality shifting is it's considered a new phenomenon, but it's really not. I think because of the way that we are all connected through the internet, that it's being considered a new phenomenon. However, think about this. Think about that reality shifting is referring to things that we do where we attempt to shift our consciousness or our awareness to alternate realities. Or in some cases, we call it in our spiritual world realms. And through various different techniques, including like meditation, visualization, scripting or writing, an intense focus. And these alternative realities or realms might be based on existing fictional worlds or personal fantasies, or it could be entirely new creations. What does this have to do with us, Blended? You know what they say, that if you don't want people to see anything, you either hide it in a book, or what do? You create a movie about it. You create a movie. And what is it? It's hidden right in plain sight. Alternate realities. When I tell you about see, feel, and imagine when you are in a negative space, right? And I tell you to close your eyes and imagine the place where you are the happiest. And then I tell you, transport yourself there. That's an alternate reality. Like there's different places when I meditate that I go, where I go and commune with different spiritual bodies. I'll put it that way. And that's what we're here to talk about today. This one's going to be a little different. The more and more that we go through this 3D world, people are shifting. People are shifting. It's so to the point right now, you don't know what's real and what's fantasy. Right here on this app today, this is this is a metaverse. We can't feel each other. We can't see each other. The only thing that we do, I mean, personally, one-on-one, up front and close and personal, we can't reach out and touch somebody's skin, their hand. But our descriptive words creates a picture in our mind. What is that called? It's called an alternative reality. So let's get into it. Ashe, Ashe. 07 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use, for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips in the balance of the favor of fair use. Alternate realities. At the present moment, there is no, and I want to say that again, there is no scientific consensus on whether people like ourselves can actually shift our consciousness to alternative realities outside of dreams or mental constructs. What they're saying here is that reality shifting, right, is seen as something that is subjective and can be a personal experience. They're trying to equate it to imaginative play than literal alteration of reality. However, some online communities like us swear by it, right? Reality shifting came more into focus with TikTok and YouTube and Reddit, right? After the 19 pandemic. And it started a widespread interest long after it, with different posts on subjects amassing over 1 billion, right? Views online. And many people started to become interested. But the first group that was interested in this was actually teenagers and young adults. And I don't even have to guess why. Because their life is social media, their life is the internet. Unlike somebody like me who was born and raised without it. People prepare to shift realities using mindfulness meditations or subliminal audios and affirmations, and by creating a detailed written document or script on the desired reality that they want to shift to, including sensory details, like I told you, emotions, and different types of events that they want to experience. Here's a better one for you. Those, I know they first came out with those goggles where you were able to transport yourself to like different locations, and you saw and you was able to walk around the city. Those virtual reality goggles that they had, they have become more sleeker now. Even the video games that our children or even some adults play emerges you into a different alternative reality. So there's a couple of methods that reality shifting comprises of. So they say. They say that the first one is the Alice in Wonderland method, whereas this involves mentally visualizing yourself falling down a rabbit hole into a different reality, often using meditation or relaxation techniques to aid in the visualization process. Or the elevator method, which involves imagining yourself in an elevator traveling to one's desired reality located on the top floor. As the elevator ascends past each floor, practitioners focus on intensifying their energy levels. When the energy reaches a high enough level, the elevator doors open, allowing access to the desired reality. So, what were some of the popular desired realities? Harry Potter world, Shadowhunters, Star Wars, so on and so forth. There are 3 psychological traits that enable reality shifting experiences. The first one is absorption, and that refers to your capacity to become deeply immersed in sensory experiences, fantasies, or imaginative activities. People with high capacities for absorption tend to have a vivid imagination, and they have a heightened ability to concentrate, and they can put themselves into an intense emotional and sensory experience. Individuals who engage in reality shifting seem to leverage their capacity for absorption to enhance their ability to mentally stimulate and immerse themselves in alternative realities. They are susceptible to altered states of consciousness. That includes being like in a trance like or hypnotic state. That's how powerful the mind is. And reality shifters use their susceptibility to induce a state of deep relaxation or suggestibility. You ever heard of the word hypnotherapy? Look it up. I'm putting you on to shit because I really, really need you to look up hypnotherapy. Hmm. I digress. Because being suggested to do something means that you can believe that you can enhance your ability to really shift. The mind is one of the most powerful tools that you have. And I know that some of you has succeeded in reality shifting. And you have gotten into a place where you can absorb and you can narrow your attention field and ignore any other external distractions so you can experience a vivid, lifelike alternate reality. You didn't know that people practice this, right? You do it every day. You are so deep in your reality shifting, you have become disassociated. You have disconnected between your thoughts, your identity, your consciousness, and your memory. This shows up in many different ways. It goes from a mild detachment or spacing out, or even more severe experiences of depersonalization and derealization, where people feel disconnected from themselves or their surroundings. This is the point where you have totally absorbed your life into a fantasy world. Do you know where you do that at? Right here in this platform. Right here in social media. Because in social media, you could be anybody you want to be. Who's going to tell you anything different? People who engage in reality shifting also disassociate themselves and they become absorbed in their world that they have created, an alternate reality, to the point of temporarily losing awareness of their actual surroundings or themselves. And during times of this dissociative absorption, people experience distortions in their perception of time and space, further blurring the boundaries between reality and fantasy. What are you talking about, Brenda? You get so lost in your alternative world that you don't even realize that you've been online for 10, 7, 6, 5, 4 hours. You don't even spend time like that with people in your real life. But think about the point that when you roll up out of the bed and the first thing you do is click on the internet because you think you missed something that is in your fantasy world where you have disassociated yourself from reality. In the context of reality shifting, you may not even necessarily be diagnosed as having a dissociative disorder or any other type of pathology that way. Instead, you will have a temporary and voluntary alteration of your consciousness that you may actively seek out as being part of your exploration of an alternate reality. Let's keep it a buck. You have more of a life in your alternative reality that you have created, which you have been absorbed in, that you would rather be over there in that creation than being here in reality and what you've already created. Do you know how dangerous that can be? It comes at an expense that you have passed on actively engaging with the reality here in this 3D world. You have created such a fantasy world that it has given you a heightened tendency to have intense and vivid fantasies, daydreams, or imaginary experiences. People who actually think they date each other online, who ain't even met them. He's in the East, she's in the West. She's in the North, he's in the South. But you're in a relationship based upon what? I mean, no harm, no foul, no judgment zone here. There could be attributes about people in their own creative way that they have created themselves to be. And we have indulged in and oftentimes live in an alternative reality, which if you really want to term it, it's called illusion. You have created a nice illusion. And in your illusion, you have a 3-story house, lined driveway of high-end cars. Hell, you can even create a background that shows that you have a piano or a roaring fire in the background. You can even snap your fingers and you'll have rain. You snap your fingers again, you have sun. And in the next instance, you'll have snow. Or today I'm mad, I want to do a tornado. Do you see how dangerous this can be? You have now pushed further into the fantasy prone world where people typically have a rich and detailed imagination, allowing them to conjure elaborate mental images and scenarios. They're so deep into it that they even develop strong emotional connections to fictional characters. Let's call it a buck. Are you truly who you are online as you are in person? Because that fictional character that you created, and people run around and just say, oh, this is you too. Yes, it is. Some people can be a character online and flip the switch off and can be a librarian in the next. You feel me? But online, they secret agent man. You feel me? Yo, I'm just saying, you could be the baddest bitch online, but when that shit turns off and you adjust your glasses and you pull your ponytail tighter, regular smuggler Jane, right? Yeah. We have an emotional connection to fictional characters of our own creation, imaginary companions. This reality shift forms attachments to the characters and the settings of their desired realities, investing in emotional, in their interactions and experience within this ulterior world. I'm curious. Before you go in and you plan on a shift in your reality, do you write yourself a script on a notes app and on your phone and put your plan in there, exactly what you want happen, what's the desired reality? I mean, I'm curious. Does it make it easier to visualize exactly what you want to have? So, do you write a script? I'm asking. Do you write a script? You know, say for instance, all right, I'll use this instead of that. Say for instance that you want to go to Hogwarts, right? And that you want Draco to be your boyfriend, right? Or you want Hermione to be your girl, right? And that you will end up doing this flirtation with them. Do you write that down ahead of time? I- Educate me. Because as far as I know, if you are creating a fantasy world, you have left your humanity to the left. And you're now an individual that uses their imaginative worlds as a means of escape from stress, from boredom, from dissatisfaction with your real world, your real life. And this reality shifting can be motivated by a desire for temporary respite from the challenges of your everyday life. And is spending, instead of spending time in the alternative reality where one experiences a greater sense of control. What is one of my signature sayings? You create your own reality. But obviously, as we're going through this exercise conversation today, you create your own reality not only in this 3D world, but it has now tripped over and fell into your fantasy world. Some people, or users as we call them online, they can do a reality shift. And once they get more and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into it, it feels addictive, making them feel as though there's a lack of personal interaction, even in their own chosen reality. They have an over reliance on alternative realities to cope with stress or discomfort, because that will impede on the development of your own psychological resilience and your ability to cope. When you are in this state of reality shifting, it is advised to give you caution and critical thinking. This may offer some benefits, such as having creative expression, which you can do in your 3D world, or you can relax in your 3D world and you can access the things that are inside of you in this 3D world. It's essential to maintain a balanced perspective and stay grounded in your own reality, in your present reality. I want you to think on these things, because reality shifting is not a new phenomenon. It's just more relevant in our world, in our life now. I want you to sit back and see if this is what you're doing. Or are you utilizing this tool that we were given to bring hope, love, and faith to the masses? Or are we just living in a fantasy world where it's more important to try to figure out who the other person is in their own reality? So we go around and we start doxing people because we need a new storyline in our fantasy world. I think you wrote it in the script of how many people can I take down today? How many people can I make feel like shit? How many people do I want groveling at my feet? Oh, wait a minute. How many people has as much material things that I have? You caught up, baby. You caught up. If you were close enough to me at this point in the conversation, I would have leaned over you and gave you a V8 slap and tell you, wake up. Listen, no harm, no foul, no judgment zone here, you know what I mean? But I need you to scale it back a little bit. I really need you to spend some time with your mind and allow the divine to guide you on your true path. On your true path. And living in your purpose and doing those things. But you never know, with such a creative mind that you have, to create all of these different scenarios that have real life impact. I need you to sit back and think on those things. Ashe. Said I didn't go deep into it. I'm trying not to. But with that being said, I will see you very, very soon. I'm going to let our creator extraordinaire, Tiara Latrice, to take us out. Be well, stay safe, and I will see you very, very soon.
Save me from all the pain and all the strain that I feel, all the tears that I cried, all the times I wanted just to say goodbye. I held on to the bed, I held on to the bed. Walked a million miles, I didn't think I could stand. Didn't really know that anyone would understand or hold my hand. Take me to where I know I can find my peace and my sanctuary. Take me away, take me away, take me away, my stress, the strain, all my tears and pain, all my tears and pain. Save me. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but in others, but I can weather the storm. And I know this is wrong.